Hi and welcome to this presentation. My name is Linus Oman. I'm going to walk you through the different types of group learning that you need to have an understanding of in an organization. My focus is to get organizations to a hyper-growth, value-driven organization. There's a lot of things that needs to be kind of taken care of before I come into this situation. So I'll just take the opportunity here on the internet to get people up to speed. I usually talk about the fundamental building blocks you need to have for being a relearning organization, which is the only way you can mitigate risks of falling behind too fast. So relearning organizations is central in what I work with. And then the building blocks for that, I would say the lowest building block for it is workshops, where you co-create things internally and sometimes externally. So I talk a lot about workshops, but workshops is not the only format of group learning that is out there. So let's go through the list of how should we organize ourselves for a particular type of group learning. I hope this will help you along your way. Without further ado, let's get started. This is the agenda. Let's just go quickly through the introduction. Group learning formats are essential to understand in an organization setting, offering diverse approaches for specific goals and audience engagement. So this is why I'm making this video. There's different things that everything doesn't fit in a workshop. At the same time, a lot of things should be a workshop, and this can help us understand where we should put what. This presentation explores alternatives to workshops, including seminars, town halls, webinars, all this stuff we're going to walk through, and I'm going to tell you about where you could have it, when you shouldn't have it. Because they have unique structures and purposes. Okay, let's get started. Up on the top, of course, I love myself some workshops. The thing is, I usually don't even have workshops when I work with advanced clients. I call it sessions, because workshops, even though it's the best thing you can do if you don't do any type of co-creative insight sharing, workshop is the absolute best you can start with. But it's not the best thing you can do in a digitally distributed organization. Then you can have work modes and workflows that are built on stringing sessions together. You add asynchronicity. Let's not go there. Just saying that if you're not very good at workshops in your organization, this is where you should start getting good. So workshops are interactive sessions where participants engage in group tasks, discussions, and practical exercises to enhance learning and solve specific problems. And we all know it's not always that specific, is it? It's good to have a goal with every workshop. Encourage a hands-on approach to learning, making it effective for skill development and knowledge retention. Super important. Examples of workshops include design thinking sessions, team building activities, and software training programs. Everywhere when it's better that experts can come together and share their diverse perspectives to get to a common outcome, that's a workshop. There are some drawbacks. It's actually more ideal for small to medium-sized groups. I would say if it's bigger than a mid-sized group, it's actually a seminar that you try to make into a workshop, but let's go to that when we come to that. It's customizable to address specific learning objectives and insights, and can be tailored to the audience needs and level of expertise. All around, very good start if you're not doing it already. Get people to facilitate their level of workshops. That's a great start. Okay, let's now go over the vast list of other things you could actually be doing. We all know about presentations. This is unfortunately a bit overrepresented in most organizations, because presentations are one-way communication format where a speaker presents information to the audience. This is more of a top-down approach. They usually focus on disseminating information clearly and efficiently, and we all know that's not always true either, but I digress. Ensuring the audience receive the content. That is why it's like, I need to deliver this, now you have to take it home. Interaction with audience is usually limited during presentations, making them suitable for situations requiring formal information delivery. Not necessarily that it sparks a lot of insights in the receiver, unfortunately. Examples of when to use presentations include introducing a new topic, providing updates, or delivering key messages. For that, presentations are good. Okay, then what is a seminar? Well, seminars are similar to workshops, but they focus more on information sharing, and they often include expert speakers. These sessions encourage questions and discussions, but are more structured around learning from the presenter. So it's more of an expert interview package from the expert to become an interactive event, but it's not co-creating the insights in the same sense as a workshop. It's more like I'm an expert and I'm asking you key questions so you feel engaged. It's more of that, so that you have higher retention of the information I am telling you. So it's more of a one-way street kind of workshop. But it's ideal for in-depth exploration of topics and gaining insights from knowledgeable speakers. Often more formal and research-oriented, often, not always, creating a platform for advanced learnings. It's structured to provide a mix of presentation, discussion, Q&A sessions. It can be very, very fruitful as well. I would say the best version of a seminar is where you could start with the seminar, then break it down into workshops. And then you could actually go back to a seminar kind of setting if you're a big group of people. Or a seminar, workshop, presentation, however you want to float it. Okay. Next up is town halls. What is a town hall? Well, town halls are open forums that facilitate two-way communication within the organization, often addressing key issues and fostering a sense of community. It's about building a sense of us-ness. These events involve leaders and participants to share updates, discuss important matters, and build a sense of belonging. Yet again, we as a tribe. Town halls play a crucial role in enhancing transparency and communication within organizations. I think that there's absolutely a place for town halls in all organizations, but they're not the most productive. They can be, if you have low psychological safety, if you have issues with psychological safety, town halls is a great thing to add to the toolbox, because people should be able to vent their fears, and it could help start building that, fostering that trust that is necessary for fast-moving organizations to function. Virtual town halls have become increasingly popular for remote teams using digital platforms to ensure engagement and connectivity. Town halls, they have their place. They are not co-creative in the sense of a workshop, but they can help if you're not ready as an organization to start doing rapid workshop sessions and co-creation sessions. Maybe there's a psychological safety issue. Maybe starting with a town hall is the way to go. Okay, next up, webinars. What is a webinar? Well, it's an online seminar that allows for remote participation, featuring presentations and QA sessions. And I don't know if it's just me, but I've been to quite a few webinars that follow the exact same format, which is basically they're trying to sell me their product. I want webinars to be engaging and actually delivering insights that were previously not in the participants. Utilizing digital tools to enhance engagement and interaction, making learning accessible from anywhere. So the ground premise for webinars are fantastic. They're much more scalable than an online workshop. They're well suited for organizations with distributed teams or audiences, offering a cost-effective way to deliver information and training remotely. Webinars used correctly, not as a selling tool, and that's just me. Maybe you love selling things through webinars. I just don't like to be the receiving end of a sales pitch webinar. But you can use it for a lot of things that does not include sale, because once you have all your customers, a webinar is a perfect place to onboard, for example. Let's continue. Panel discussions. A group of experts discusses a topic in front of an audience, offering different perspectives. This is really nice. You'll enjoy, both as a participant and as a presenter. But panel discussion is a very good way to, you can have an expert interview that goes over to a panel discussion in a workshop, and then that goes into breakout rooms together alone kind of activities where you write down your insights from just having heard the expert have that panel discussion. But panel discussions are great for events where diverse expert views and audience engagement are desired. So yes, very good. It has its place. What is round table discussions then? Well, small interactive group settings for meaningful discussions and problem solving. As I said, from the expert interview to the panel to round table discussions. You can do that in workshop format as well. Every participant is encouraged to take part when you come to this stage, fostering a sense of ownership and inclusivity. inclusivity. Ideal for brainstorming sessions and sharing expertise on specific topics. Facilitated by a moderator or a facilitator to ensure the discussion stays focused and productive. Can be tailored to address organizational challenges and strategic planning. Now we're getting more into parts that you actually often see in workshops. But you can do them as a separate session. Okay, now we go to the symposium. They are academic-focused meetings with formal presentations and discussions. Multiple speakers present papers on related topics, encouraging in-depth exploration. More formal and research-oriented than seminars, often including post-presentation debates. If you never attended a symposium, I encourage you to do that, because then you learn to not be so fragile. Suitable for academic settings and research organizations aiming to advance knowledge. Topics are usually broad and require a deep dive into specialized areas. So this is usually if you have the T-shape of broad competence and deep competence, this usually stays kind of narrow, but it goes very deep. And of course, we have something much bigger, the conferences. A conference are large gatherings that encompass several group learning formats, such as workshops, seminars, and presentations, often spread over several days. So a conference is when you package workshops. It's the bigger container where workshops can be a part of it. Organizations can tailor conference agendas to align with specific goals, mixing and matching formats to create a rich and varied learning experience. Examples of conferences include industry summits, academic conferences, and professional development events. Attendees can benefit from networking opportunities, and this is usually in conferences. You actually, as you have it over multiple of days, the chances of going to dinner and all the real kind of networking that is not just people presenting their stuff, it really shines here. So it's a very good way to get first-hand experience with new people and actually do valuable networking. Let's go to the masterclasses. Sessions led by an expert focusing on advanced techniques and skills for participants who already have a basic understanding of the subject. This is the real definition of a masterclass, but since masterclass.com, I would say sometimes it's just a featurette with someone who has a cool background. But I would say that this is still what the term means. It's not for noobs to go to masterclass and then they learn everything there is about the subject. You actually already know about it, but now you go to some of the top people in your field and take a masterclass. Masterclasses offer a unique opportunity to learn from industry leaders in a small group setting, fostering in-depth learning and personal growth. Examples include music masterclasses by renowned musicians, leadership masterclasses by successful SEOs, etc., etc. Interactive lectures. What is this? Well, everybody who's younger than me has probably attended at least one of these. They incorporate engagement tools like live polls and question sessions to actively involve the audience. Audience participation is a key component, allowing for real-time feedback and interaction during the lecture. Integrating practical exercises or case studies can enhance learning by applying concepts in hands-on manner. Interactive lectures are effective for topics that require both instruction and audience engagement to deepen understanding. So it's very good for thinking, doing kind of exercises. And in my book, 95% of everything that you need to actually get traction in people's brains must involve both thinking and practical doing. So I think this is a very interesting version that you can deploy if you know what you're doing. And then, of course, the use of digital platforms and tools can make interactive lectures more accessible and inclusive for remote participants. So, yes, that's great. Now then, brainstorming sessions. Yet again, we're mingling different things. This is something that is part of almost all workshops, but it can also be a separate event with people who do not like to do workshops or know what workshops really are meant for. So a brainstorming session are informal meetings focused on generating ideas and solutions from all participants, encouraging creative and out-of-the-box thinking. The sessions are designed to explore a wide range of ideas without criticism, allowing for a creative flow of thoughts. Participation from all members is crucial to maximize the diversity of ideas and perspectives. Brainstorms, I think we all know what it is. A lot of these things fits in a workshop. Some of the things, you could have a brainstorm session by the end of a town hall. I mean, there is no hard set rules for how you want to deploy things in your organization. But realizing that you have all these different tools, I think might be the first step towards being a bit more loose with experimenting what works for you. So let's continue on. Brainstorming sessions, how else would the ideas come to life? Focus groups then. Focus groups are small group sessions led by a moderator or facilitator to gather detailed insight on a specific topic. They are designed to gain in-depth feedback from target users or consumers. But focus groups can be very interesting and they can give you a lot of feedback. It's just the quality of that feedback I cannot deem it reliable, but maybe you have better systems at play. So from that perspective, focus groups is better than not having anything most oftenly. But focus group involve interactive discussions to uncover perceptions, opinions, and suggestions. The findings from focus groups can inform product development, marketing strategies, and decision-making process. Participation in focus groups is key to understanding the needs and preferences of the target audience. This is something that has been very popular, and I think it's going to keep being popular. And it's an alternative to gather insights to when you try to empathize of your core users when you're having a workshop, for example. Okay, next up, we have the fireside chats. Informal yet structured discussion sessions, typically featuring a moderator and a guest speaker, designed to delve into topics in a conversational tone. So promotes open dialogue and insights in a relaxed setting, enhancing engagement and connection. So I'm the expert and I have someone talking to me, and they make sure that they have a batch of questions, but they also very quickly start bringing in questions from the audience, and we have kind of a back and forth. This can be very good in topics where you don't need anything more than just the words. It's kind of dry in any other sense. There's no presentations involved. There's no interactivity other than just having a conversation. But this is the list. Fireside chats are ideal for exploring complex topics in a relatable and accessible manner. Still not very highly interactive, but in the case of the fireside chat, it's usually because you have some sort of expert that people want to have a conversation with. So that could be very interesting. That's about it. What more can we say? Group learning and organizational event formats are diverse, ranging from workshops to symposiums. Each format can be tailored to address unique organizational needs, such as problem solving in workshops or expert information sharing in seminars. The choice of format depends on the objectives, content, and desired level of interaction with participants. If you want to have very good relearning organization, I would say that still the fundamental part that everybody in the organization needs to rise in competence with is the facilitation of workshops. And then you can look at workshops as something that is stringed together, and then you can actually start chopping them up so that you can asynchronously have workshop-like sessions that drives the insight in the organization forward. That is absolutely advanced, but here you have a lot of options. Everything is not a workshop, and not everything should be a workshop. I hope you found this somewhat interesting, and I hope this helps you decide what you want to do and maybe actually open up for some new formats in your own organization. Till next time, this is Linus from Elonify signing out.